What's going on, guys? So today I got my iPad Pro in front of me. I think I'm going to do a screen recording. I don't do a lot of these videos with my iPad Pro, so I'm going to see what works best because this may not be, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to do a little tutorial with my iPad Pro 6th Gen M2 with brand new DaVinci Resolve. So a lot of times we're going to use my pencil. Boom. Pencil is mandatory. iPad Pro is mandatory. I believe the M1 would still do all right. I don't know for certain. I know DaVinci Resolve is optimized to work with the M2 processor, which is why I got this. So we'll look over here, show you in my settings. Boom, about. We got 16.2, 6th gen, 2 terabyte. The 2 terabyte, 1 terabyte have 16 gigabytes of memory as opposed to 8. So this thing is fully maxed out and ready to rock and roll. So I don't know a lot about DaVinci Resolve. LumaFusion I use a lot more. I'm really proficient with it. I can get through it a lot quicker, meaning get through an edit a lot quicker. But if you want to challenge yourself and learn more, which I do, and I know color grading is a big part of editing and making your footage look amazing, and I have kind of specialized in that with my photography side, so I figured I would want to get and dive into this for the video side with DaVinci Resolve because I know there's a lot more. But with that being said, I am not an expert with DaVinci Resolve. I have DaVinci Resolve Studio on my computer and I barely use it, so I figured for me, getting it on my iPad Pro would be a great way to get familiar with it because it's less intimidating on the iPad Pro for whatever it's worth. And let's get going. So DaVinci Resolve 18 now on the iPad Pro. So I created a new project. So there's all this going on right now, right? So we got media, sync, transitions, titles, effects, export, full screen, inspector. And again, I don't know a ton about this. All I know is I figured it out and I did one project. If I go to the bottom right, we got this Mavic 3 Hawaii footage. Boom. And as you see here, this was my first edit color grading. So I have a title, as you see here. I have music added. I have transitions. I tried some of the different transitions. I did buy for $99, roughly $100, the full version of this. So everything is ready to go. But you can kind of see, boom, we'll go full screen, what we're seeing. And I'm really happy with what I know this is capable of. LumaFusion is great, don't get me wrong, but I know this is going to take my video editing to another level, which is what I'm excited about. More so that you have so much more control with color grading and effects and transitions and all that good stuff. But the thing that I don't know a lot about are the nodes. So the node thing is something that is not here. If we go over here, down, so we have these two tabs on the bottom. Can you see that? We have this little guy with the red, that's what's selected, and this little guy, which I guess is like your color area, but we only have one node for this entire edit. So I know I did not do this correct. I believe nodes, I still can't find a great video and just explaining what a node is. I believe a node is similar to a layer. So you can isolate your effects on the node, and I don't know what the whole point of the node trees are, so that's something I got to look into and learn because I really don't know. I just made this work and got through an entire edit and figured out all of this stuff and just visually got it to where I knew I wanted it, and that was that. So here's nodes up here, boom, and let's go back over to the screen. So let's start from the beginning, okay? And we're just going to put together a simple little edit. Right now, we have two little things. We have a card reader. This is like a little one for a micro SD card. I got this Narbox one, which will hold a micro SD, an SD, and a compact flash or an XQD. And that's that. So we got to put our footage into our computer, into our iPad Pro. So we're going to put this little guy in. What I really like about this guy is that it doesn't dangle. So it's nice that it just stays in that little position. I'll put a link to that guy. It's amazing. I have a few of them. They're like 10, 12 bucks. super worth it, great to have, and that's that. But let's go back to this little bottom right-hand corner, the little home button, and we're gonna go to the Mini 3 Pro. I selected new project. Wait, hold on one second. I got my little Rode Wireless Go bouncing around on me. There we go. I got a tripod I'm working around. So we're gonna go to this little Mini 3 Pro YouTube tutorial 101. I went and hit new project, named it, and that's that. So now we have a blank canvas, right? We have the timeline. This is how we go from beginning to end. We can import media. We can go ahead and import media over here as well. But what I like to do a lot of times is just go and select files. So right down here is my files manager. And if I go to Untitled, this is going to be where I'm reading off this memory card. So the memory card's right here. I'm gonna go to DCIM, Media, and I don't really have much on this. This is from some little Chicago bout where I actually got physically insulted for flying my drone, for not complying and showing an ID to a security guard. Really traumatic. I'm not going to talk much about it because it kind of just happened and I don't know how to proceed. I did file a police report. Really heavy, really scary, and really traumatizing. And you definitely should be careful while you're flying. I would invest in a body cam. I can put a link to one that I just purchased for myself so I don't have anything like this ever happen again because I was actually scared for my life. So let's go and get some footage. Let me see what I have. I don't really have much, honestly, off this card. I'm gonna put in one more memory card. I actually have no idea what's on this guy. So we're gonna see it mount over here on the left-hand side, Untitled, DCIM. Okay, so this is a GoPro card. We do not want GoPro files. So that will not work. So let's go ahead and remove that again, and we'll just have to work with what we have for the moment, which is some basic little simple files from a flight in Chicago. We don't need much, even if we just have a couple clips, just to get something edited in its entirety and a little color grading, and just to kind of walk you through the layout of this app. So we have some still pictures of a lighthouse. We're going to go to the video side. We have, let me see. You kind of review your footage over here. This is what I'd like to do at least to see what I want to work with. Some simple little footage. Maybe I can take this, so I'm going to go ahead right here. And a lot of times I can go and share to LumaFusion, but I'm not doing LumaFusion, so I'm going to save video. Boom. I'm going to grab one more. Let me see this guy. Nothing super exciting. I think I shot this at 60 frames per second. So we'll save this just for kicks. This could be like a little B-roll footage. We have this. Let me see what's over here. Nothing. That was not even me flying. Nothing over there. And we have this lighthouse footage. So probably going to work with just these few little clips. Did a little orbit around this lighthouse, way the heck out there. And we're going to save that video as well. We're going to close out of that. And now we're going to go to DaVinci Resolve. And this is what I did. So I went not to import media, because for some reason you can go and import media right here by Untitled and do what I just did and navigate to the SD card or the micro SD card. But I can't find how to actually get it out of my Photos app. So what I did here is go, there's media, this little part right here, and right one over. So this is for a bin. This is import media from Photos. So import media, import folder. So I'm going to go import from Photos. And now I'm going to grab a few of these clips. So I'm going to grab this, this, and this. I'm going to add them. It says change project frame rate. Okay, so wait, hold on. Or we'll change it. Okay. So let's see what this is. So we're going to select this clip, and we can see, drag it into the timeline right here. Okay. Now I got to try to figure out how, again, we know where we're at. Like, where do we find the info on this clip? I'm going to hit play, and I can use this. I can't scrub right, or you can kind of scrub right here, but I use this little part right here, and I'll just kind of scrub where I think we're going to want some footage. So maybe just maybe right here. So I'm going to cut right here, and as you see, there's a little scissors right here, so I can cut the clip and then use the trash can right here to delete it, and now I have the part that I want right here. So let's go ahead and play it. Little movement, just the Chicago flag and the USA flag. Lotta, lotta, lotta. You think you got to put some music to it and things will change and you can kind of get it to pull together. But let's go ahead and go into the inspector, or this little area right here. I don't know what that's actually called, the little color zone. Trying to figure out a way to make this bigger. Okay, so right here we have the clip. Let's get like a little hero shot, maybe like this, to see the flag and everything. Now we have different things. We have lift, gamma, gain, offset. We have hue, saturation. And all I'm doing is using the slider to maybe add a little saturation. Let me see. Maybe lighten the shadows a little bit. Let's see what the gain does. If I do make a move and I'm not sure what happens, I'm going to just hit this little undo section. Right now that looks a little bit too, the flag looks a little bit too crazy, and I see the scope, the red looks kind of out of control. So maybe more like that is all right. Let's play it a little bit. I'm looking at the bottom, looking a little not so great, like it looks a little dark. Let me see lift. There we go. That looks a little better. Offset. Gain. And maybe we can go and get the temperature right here. So all I'm doing is playing around with what I know. So there we go. Let's check that out. So that doesn't look too bad to me. It definitely looks a lot better than, let me see if I can disable this. I don't know how to actually do that. Do I just turn it off somehow? There we go. So that's before. Crap, what did I just do? There we go. So before, after. Before, after. So that's what I just did. Now, I don't know how to work with the nodes, as I said. This is what I need to figure out myself. So if anyone has a good tutorial on how and why to do certain things with these nodes, let me know. Or if you know a good video out there, let me know as well. And let's go ahead and get back to, we're going to switch from this little part, this little colored circle area, to this. I don't even know what that's actually called. So this is how I'm literally just figuring it out right now. So we have this going on, boom. And then we can go into something else. Let me go ahead and get some, now right now, look, as you see, I'm going to scrub back to the beginning, and let's add some music. So I'm going to go ahead into media, whoop, right over here. I'm going to import media, and I got music over here. Let's check out what it is. I don't know what it is. Quick look. Let's see. I mean, it really doesn't matter. So we can go and use that just for the sake of having something. And now, let me go ahead, let me see something. So now I can drag this, I'm just dragging it, putting it underneath There we go, lining it up. And now we should have some music playing. Now we can go ahead and maybe add a transition in the beginning. So we got this little section over here on the top. We have media, sync, transitions, titles, effects. So say we have effects. Let's see what's over here. We can do anything we want to, let's see, maybe we'll do a contrast pop. Let's see what happens. All you need to do is drag that onto the clip, and in theory, it should show it, and we got effects. Did it not stick? Hold on a second. Contrast pop. So this is where it gets a little tricky for me. Okay. So let me see over here, inspector. It should be over here. Now mind you, I've only really edited 2 things, one in its entirety. It's been like a week since I've used it. I think it's over here. So contrast pop, this is where it is. So if you go to the inspector in the top right, we got now the area to do cropping, dynamic zoom, which is like Ken Burns kind of thing, speed change, stabilization, lens correction, and all of these kinds of things. So let's see what this does. So contrast pop. Okay, so it kind of gives this like weird little contrasty bite to the footage, which kind of is cool. I'm just going to leave it for kicks right now, and we're going to get out of there by clicking the inspector, and now I'm going to scrub back to the beginning, hit play. But this is what it takes to take an edit and make it something a little bit better. You got to take some time, you got to color grade, pick the right music, pick the right part of the footage that you collected, and then maybe like right there, that little bop in the music, boom. So I'm gonna go right to this section right, oh shoot, that didn't work. So let's go over there one more time. So it's right there, that little line in the audio wave. So I'm going to click and make sure that the clip is highlighted, hit the little clip button, cut button I should say, select the clip, delete. And now we're going to go grab another piece of media. So now let's go ahead and grab the little flag shot and see what that's all about. I don't know if this is the best part, but whatever, let me see. Now I'm waiting to see if the flags open up a little bit. They're maybe like right here. I'm going to select that, cut it, delete it, and then I'm going to drag this and it will snap right over to the end, which is nice. I like that part of it. And maybe with something like this, we can add a cool effect since it's kind of not so interesting footage. It's just some flag shots. Again, B-roll kind of thing. We can go to effects and let's see. I got a bunch of effects because I paid for the version, which I think everyone should do. If you're going to go ahead and use DaVinci Resolve on the iPad, I would have everything available. And let me see. So waviness. Waviness could be interesting. Let's see what that does. A little too much. So we're going to undo waviness. That's too much. Let's see if there's something that just kind of is a little interesting. Let's see. Maybe mirror. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Forming a heart. See, I like this trippy kind of stuff. So right now, let's see. Full screen, watch it as you see. Kind of bizarre. Probably wouldn't use it though, honestly. It's a little too much. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of there. Maybe what we can do is do a little Ken Burns. So what do we do at Ken Burns? I think we need to get in order to do a Ken Burns effect. So I figure if we can go and add music, show you how to upload and install the media, meaning just bring media into the project, create a new project. We can add some transitions, export it. That's kind of what this tutorial is going to be about. Just a little, it's 24 minutes into this thing and it's still going. But it takes a lot to do this. So we're going to go ahead and hit play. Boom. Maybe we'll just stop here, right where that little, wait, where is it? Okay, so like right over here. I'm going to cut the clip, delete that part. We're going to go back in the media and we'll work on the hero shot, which is going to be this with the lighthouse. So we're going to hit play and see when we start the movement, because we don't want it to not be moving. So there we go. We got the movement going. I'm going to hit the scissors again, delete, just swipe that over, and that will match up to here. There we go. And I don't like, I think the drone, let me see. There, it kind of like, we're going to cut that, delete that, swipe, boom. And what we can do too is add a transition over here that's kind of fun, just because it's kind of boring, this little flag footage. So maybe do something like this tunnel of light. Let's see what that looks like. No, too much. Let me see. Maybe, I mean, we could just do a cross dissolve. Here, hold on a second. So cross dissolve, boom. If we want, maybe we can extend it. That could be kind of a fun thing sometimes. So we'll go over here, see what that looks like. Yeah, that's nice, huh? Now what we need to do is color grade this clip. So I'm going to hit stop, go back over here, down at the bottom, boom. Now, I don't know why it's not going full screen or bigger. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so I can drag that thing. I think I could drag this too. I don't know. Still figuring it out, mind you guys. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. I think the saturation is already up a little bit, but we're going to increase it a little bit for this guy. And that's what I'm not sure of with this node. If I just increase the saturation, is it increasing the saturation to everything because it's on the same node? That's what I think is happening, because I'm essentially affecting one node, one layer, and that node is affecting all the clips. So let me see what happens. Let me go back over here. Get out of that, and I'm going to hit undo. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. So that's a little confusing to me, but regardless, let's see what this does. I don't know if that movement was good. Mind you, I didn't have much time to fly. I was getting yelled at. So I'm trying to orbit, back away, continue the orbit, hold the orbit, and make that look good. I could slow down the footage a little bit. as a possibility. Okay, and then a little reveal of the city, which had pretty bad light on it at that time. But whatever, it is what it is. And right now we can just stop there and add a transition out of that. Maybe we can do something like, I don't know what X wipe, I don't know what a lot of these are, but let me see. No, that's lame. Let me see. What can we do? But it takes about a half hour to do this kind of stuff. Maybe we'll go and, I don't know, let's see. No, that's not it either. Hold on a second. Let me get out of there. Delete that effect. Maybe I just do normal cross dissolve and be done with it. Oh, it didn't stick. Gotta drag it to the right zone. There we go. Oop, why aren't you staying? There we go. Let the music kind of go a little. And then we can stop and cut the music. Boom, delete that. And now we have to fade this out, right? The music part. Okay, so I think I remember what to do. I just watched a YouTube video to remind me. And I think what I need to do is right over here, go to Effects, and let's see. Where are you? Oh, maybe transitions, audio, crossfade -3. Okay, so that's what we do. So I can take that now and drag it because I just want it to kind of go past to kind of give a little ambiance even after the video ends. So now let's watch. We'll have the fade out. Maybe I have my name here or a watermark or something, but regardless, that's what you do. So you go to Audio, under Transitions, and go to Crossfade -3, and then just drag it out. So super easy. So what can we do now? Maybe we want to add a title. So let's just add a simple title. Maybe we go over here to Titles. So that's where it is, Titles. And then we can do whatever we want. Let's see. Let's see what that does. Dark box text. I'm just playing around and seeing. No, I don't want that. Let's see. Titles is a whole thing too. Let me see. Did not have it look crappy. So don't just not think a title's important. You want to have it not make your video look amateurish, which I've done before. So let's see. Okay, so that's fine for right now. So now we're going to click this, and then we go in the inspector, and that's where we can change the text. So I can say Mini 3 Pro Chicago. Okay, so let's go over here, let it play out and see. Full screen. It can probably stay for a little longer. So let me go back over here. Okay. We can move it if we want. We can make it bigger. let's move it a little bit. Position. Maybe like that. Let me see what happens. Oh, we'd probably want to add a drop shadow to it to stand out a little bit. So I can go again into Effects, I believe. And I think there's a drop shadow down here. So this is kind of different for me. I'm not used to using this entire app. Let me see. I don't know if it's generators. No. No, not audio, video. Resolve, generate. Where are you? Drop shadow. There we are, drop shadow. Now we got the drop shadow. So let's go see what that looks like. We got a title, Mini 3 Pro Chicago, with the drop shadow, which kind of needs a little tweaking, but regardless, you can see. Let's let it play through. Not bad, not great, but we're working with only a few clips, adding a little longer transition to this footage. Not a perfect movement. Literally, I barely even got the fly. So we're cruising around the lighthouse, way the heck out there with the little Mini 3, which can handle. And a little reveal of the city during sunset, where I got assaulted. So, yeah, lots of fun. Trying to capture beauty, and I get my ass kicked. And that's it. Sunset moment. Cross dissolve out. Fade out the music. And boom. So that's DaVinci Resolve. So now the only last thing to do is export it. Export is right here. I would go ahead and just share. Oh, the resolution's only 1920 by 1080. What the heck? So I gotta actually change that. So this is one other thing I gotta figure out how to do. So project, no, home, project, let me see something. So 1920 by 1080, how do I get that to 4K? So I gotta change the project properties somehow. So you're really kind of figuring this out with me. There's a lot to this app, just so you know. So I am in no way someone who totally understands it. Okay, let me see. Timeline resolution. Maybe this is it. Okay, so boom, 3840, 4K, save, go back here, home. Okay, it should be good now. So let me see. If I go to export, share, resolution 4K, let me go ahead, save the video. Long tutorial, 42 minutes. Sorry guys, but we're kind of figuring this out as I go. So hopefully this will help get you guys at least started and familiarized a bit with DaVinci Resolve, knowing that it's not impossible. There's so much more to get to, but I got to figure out nodes and really get on top of that, because I know that's a big part of this color grading process with this software, and I don't know a lot about it. I believe it's comparable to working with layers, but I do not work with nodes and have never really before, so need to figure that out and try to find a great tutorial on the beginner 101 with nodes who really can break down exactly what they are and how to work with them in an easy way. So if you know a link, please let me know in the comments below. M2 processor chugging through. Boom. Let's go and check out our masterpiece. So right here, is that it? Oh, what I should have done too, just so you're aware, I don't think I added a cross dissolve right here. So let me add a transition there. Maybe I can do something. I'll just do a cross dissolve. Sometimes less is more. I like playing around with all the different stuff. Here, maybe I'll do the heart one again. Heart. Or maybe I'll do the star, since there's stars on the flag. So let me see. Yeah, that will work. So I'm going to export one more time, go to share, share, save video, boom. Doesn't take too long. This iPad, I actually love working with an iPad Pro because when you go and edit, you could kind of relax. This isn't so relaxing as I got lights and not lights, but I got some stuff and I got a tripod kind of in front of me. I'm working my pencil around the tripod, so I'm not super comfortable and I'm in an uncomfortable chair. But regardless, you can be in the couch, in the bed, and it's just a nice way to kind of lay down, create, relax, you know, not watch TV and pay attention to annoying media, and work on your own media and get some cool stuff and learn software and learn how to edit and just kind of refine that whole process. Because when you go and get drone footage and you start getting better at getting drone footage, you know, if you can't edit, it doesn't really mean anything. So, okay, so we're going to go out of here and we're going to go look at the edit photos. Boom. So let's go and start that one more time. And let's see. So we added transitions, we color graded a little bit, or at least adjusted the color, added a drop shadow, added a title, kind of added music. So this is some of the stuff that we went over a little bit. Added different clips, imported media, got them off the micro SD card with this little card reader, which I'll put a link in the description. Added a long cross dissolve, color graded this clip as well, very simply. Didn't really need much, honestly. And that's it, you know. We could get into more, and I'll do some specific tutorials on maybe just adjusting speed in a clip or adding a transition. We faded out the music by adding that -3 decibel transition filter, and that's it. So exported the footage and good to go. But I'm hoping that helps, guys, and gets you guys a little bit intrigued with DaVinci Resolve on the iPad. Let me know if you downloaded it, if you used it, if you like it, and I'm sure you can teach me some stuff. So that's it, guys. Aloha and peace.